List of characters in the play. Major character: Antonio. He is the merchant in Venice. He loves his friend Bassano and sign a Shylock's bond to borrow money for his friend where he nearly lose his life. He dislikes Jews, Shylock in particular in the play. He is beloved of his friends and proves merciful to Shylock at the end. He learns that happiness can be achieved by risking one's wealth for a friend's sake. Antonio lends money at no interest. Shylock. He is the most compelling and complex character in the play. He is a stereotype Jewish money-lender in Venice who is greedy and ready to take revenge on Antonio. Quite desperate with ill treatment by Christian of Venice, particularly Antonio for cutting into his business. He tries to take revenge by cruelly demanding as payment a pound of Antonio's flesh. He, being inhuman monster, at times diverges from stereotype and reveals himself to be quite human. He is habituated to bullies by Christians. He is humiliated at the end of the play and also broken. He also loses everything that's important to him at the end of the play, including his daughter, his money, and his religion. He is the most memorable characters in the play. Bassano. He is a gentleman and a lover boy of Venice, also a good friend of Antonio. He is an unsuccessful business with expensive tastes and rich friends. He loves the wealthy Portia of Belmont. His love for Portia leads him to borrow money from Shylock with Antonio as his guarantor. He proves himself a worthy suitor, correctly identifying the casket that contains Portia's portrait. Portia. She is a wealthy and resourceful heiress from Belmont. Her beauty can be matched by her intelligence. Although she loves Bassano, she is bound by her father's will to marry whichever suitor chooses the correct casket among 3 caskets displayed. She is determined to marry Bassano, her lover. Upon the correct choice made by her true lover, she will be able to marry Bassano. She is the cleverest character in the play. She disguises herself as a young law clerk and saves Antonio from Shylock's knife by finding a technicality in the bond. She embarrasses Bassano and Graziano for giving away the ring they gave to them at the end, but exposes that they were the lawyer in disguise. Graziano. He is the friend of Bassano. He accompanies Bassano to Belmont. He is a rough and talkative young man with clownish character. He turns to be the most insulting critic of Shylock in the court. He falls in love with Portia's lady-in-waiting, Arissa, and later marries her after, when his friend Bassano courts with Portia. Jessica. She is Shylock's daughter. She hates her father's house and her life in it. She steals from her father and runs away with the young Christian, Lorenzo, as she loves him. She betrays her father by rejecting her father's faith and marrying a Christian man. She converts to Christianity in order to further integrate into the Christian society of Venice. She is awarded all her father's wealth after his death, half of which will be held in custody by Antonio. Lancelot Gobbo. He is a Bassano's servant. He leaves Shylock's service to work for Bassano. He is a comedian who is especially skillful at making jokes. He tricks his own blind father by giving confusing directions to Shylock's house. He even lies his father telling about his own death. Minor character: Lorenzo. He is a friend of both Bassano and Antonio. He falls in love with Shylock's daughter, Jessica. He helps Jessica to escape from her father's house in Belmont. Arissa. She is Portia's lady-in-waiting, personal assistant, who is very clever and confident. She marries Graziano. She escorts Portia to Venice by disguising herself as her law clerk. The Prince of Morocco. He is a Moorish prince of Morocco, a kingdom constitutional monarch in northwestern Africa with a largely Muslim population, achieved independence from France in 1956. He is the only black character in the play. He asks Portia to ignore his dark face and pursues to win her. Tells that the caskets are the reflection of Portia's beauty. He personifies many of the stereotypical Elizabethan perceptions of Moors, violent and sexual. He tries his luck to marry Portia by picking one of the 3 caskets. He picks the incorrect casket, gold, and fails to pursue Portia. The scroll in the gold casket states, "All that glisters is not gold." The Prince of Aragon. He is an arrogant Spanish nobleman from Aragon, a region of northeastern Spain, a former kingdom that united with Castile in 1479 to form Spain. After the marriage of Ferdinand V and Isabella I, he also tries his luck by attempting to win Portia's hand by picking a casket. He chooses unwisely and picks the silver casket, which is the wrong casket, and fails to get Portia's hand. He finds a portrait of a blinking idiot, and a poem condemning him as a fool in the silver casket. Salarino. Salarino is a Venetian gentleman. He is friend to Antonio, Bassano, and Lorenzo. He escorts Jessica and Lorenzo to Belmont, who are newly married. Comes back from Belmont to attend the Antonio's trial with Bassano and Graziano. He informs the audience about the action that has occurred offstage. Soleno. Soleno is a Venetian gentleman. He is also the friend to Antonio, Bassano, and Lorenzo. He is also a frequent colleague to Salarino. He also informs the audience about the action that has occurred offstage. The Duke of Venice. He is the ruler of Venice who is very powerful. He makes judgments by presiding over Antonio's trial. He respects the law and could not help Antonio, Shylock being the Jew. Old Gobbo. He is the father of Lancelot. He works as a servant in Venice. Tubal. He is the only other Jew in the play who lives in Venice. He is a close friend of Shylock. He is a news carrier of Jessica's escape and of her behavior. Dr. Belario. He is a wealthy Paduan lawyer, from Padua, a city in Veneto, who never appears in the play. He is one of the Portia's cousin. He gives the Portia's servant the letters of introduction needed for her to make her appearance in court. Balthazar. He is Portia's servant. He goes to see Dr. Belario to get the appropriate materials as per Portia's command.